Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiana and today I'm online talking about all things skin, eczema, and this condition called TSW. If you've never heard of TSW, you were in the same boat as me. You probably are an eczema sufferer who has had eczema for years and years and years, who has been using steroid creams that the doctors prescribe you because that's the only sense of relief that you got from your eczema, and your condition probably has been getting worse over the years, with your eczema flaring up over larger patches of skin, with the itching being excessive and almost like a burning sensation, with you losing sleep and several other symptoms that I'm going to get into. But if that sounds like you, then you should definitely keep watching this video because it can be very powerful towards your eczema and TSW healing. So just a short background on me, because I want to keep this video pretty short and concise, and I'll probably make another video more with my personal experience. But just for a little background, I have suffered with eczema for 20 years. So can y'all just please hit the like button and the subscribe button just for that, okay? Especially if you have eczema, because crustiness, crusty girls, crusty boys, like we gotta stick together so that we can heal our bodies and heal our skin. I'm sick of dealing with this, and I know you're sick of dealing with this. I've been suffering, I try not to use that word, but that's literally what it is at this point. I've been suffering with eczema for over 20 years, or just about 20 years. I actually asked my mom to clarify, but as far as both of us can remember back, it was about middle school when my first eczema flare-ups started to happen. And since then I have been searching for at first a cure for eczema, but you know, all the doctors will tell you that eczema is not curable. So I started to search for a cause, because they also would tell you that they don't know what causes it. And if you don't know what causes it, then you cannot find a cure. Since like 2008, 2009, when I first went vegetarian, I have been searching for the cause of my eczema. That's because I started to research more about just like health and general things, and I used to hear these reports about how people were healing their body through fruits and vegetables. So I thought, you know, there has to be some type of natural cure out there, or for my eczema. But each year I would kind of just get let down. Even being on a vegetarian diet, even being vegan, I'm still having flare-ups in my skin, and it's very disheartening because it affects your mood, it affects your lifestyle, it affects everything, because it is literally your skin. And if you guys do not know or are not familiar with eczema, I'm going to show you a picture of typical eczema, and hopefully I can put it right here on the screen. This is what eczema typically looks like, and this is how TSW looks. And what I'm trying to say here is that for the last 20 years, I have been looking for something to cure my eczema, or what the cause of my eczema was. But over the years, I actually have just found out that I have been dealing with what is called TSW. TSW stands for topical steroid withdrawal. And that is basically when you have been using steroids over a period of time. Sometimes it can be short, like just a couple months, and sometimes it can be much longer, which is in my case over the course of years. You've been using these topical steroids, putting them on your skin, putting them on your skin. Basically, your body and your skin becomes addicted to the steroids. And so if you ever try to stop using it, you end up having these crazy eczema flare-ups all over your skin, basically. You can see this localized part of my hand, and you can see the bumps all on the side, and I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's all on this arm as well. Yeah, you can kind of see it's very flaky, it's very bumpy, and these dark marks are from when I had a flare-up over the summer, and they just left these dark marks. So although it's smooth now like regular skin, I just still have those dark marks. And this is mild. This is mild. At the worst of it, I had it all over my hands, all over both of my arms, covering my face, and starting to go on my stomach. And then in the past, when I was a teenager, the worst flare-up I had then was both of my feet were just covered in blisters and flaking skin, kind of like this but worse. Cuts and deep wounds that would bleed and pus over. It was hard for me to walk on them. And yeah, and again, doctors are pretty much no help when it comes to this. They will keep telling you the same thing, which is that it's just eczema and that you just need to use the steroid cream. So that is why your body gets addicted to it over time, because it's really the only sense of relief that you know. Because when you don't know what's causing something, it's so hard to like find another pathway or find something else to try to help yourself relieve yourself of the symptoms, because you don't even know what is happening to your body. You're just like, my body's attacking me, you know. The doctors don't know why. They're just giving me this cream. I'm just going to use this cream. And that is how your body gets addicted to it over the time, just like any other drug. Super, super, super itchy. If I could describe the itch, it's basically like, it's like burning under your skin. It's like pins and needles under your skin. Sometimes it feels like little insects are moving under my skin. Sometimes I get really, 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 really cold. Sometimes I get really, really hot and my skin is just aflame to the touch. And basically you just want to itch and itch and itch until you can't feel anymore. You'd rather be numb than have the itching. And I'm going to insert pictures of the steroid that I was prescribed and just show you that the directions on it, just to say to use sparingly, 1 to 2 times a day for relief. It doesn't say anything about stopping after 7 days or something like that, which would not have led me down this path to TSW. So if you're out there right now and you have a kid, or just you yourself have been prescribed a steroid, make sure that you are only using it for a certain amount of days, if that. I personally wouldn't even touch it. In order to understand TSW, I think it's really important that we understand steroids. So I'm going to read this little blurb that I got off the internet, just so that we can all be on the same page. But steroids are called corticosteroids. I hope I'm saying that right. And they are an anti-inflammatory medicine that is used to treat a variety of conditions such as eczema and other skin-related issues. But the problem is that eczema 1 is a blanket term, and I've actually had a dermatologist tell me that it is a blanket term, that they don't really know what causes it, and so a lot of things get lumped over under eczema, and so they prescribe these steroids these steroids can be quite strong, even though the amount on them is pretty small. So like if you look at this ointment, it only says 0.1, but that is actually very strong to the body. And of course we don't know that because that is nowhere on this label and nowhere in the directions. And when they give it to you, they don't say, hey, this is actually very strong, so when you apply it, make sure that you take yourself off of it after a couple days. It literally says on here, apply to affected areas sparingly twice a day for eczema. It doesn't say anything about stopping, and I read the whole little thing on it. I'm pissed. And it also suppresses your body's natural reaction to irritants. So whereas your body would naturally just take care of it and you would itch for a little bit, but it will probably heal itself. Since it is suppressing it, the symptoms go away, you think that you're doing better, but then it comes back with a vengeance. And this cycle keeps on going, and your dosages get higher and higher. It's like a drug. It is literally skin heroin. It is a drug. It is a man-made drug, and this is a man-made disease. You may not have eczema. You may actually just be suffering from topical steroid withdrawal, topical steroid addiction, because you have been prescribed these steroids that are actually not helping your body but making your symptoms worse. And over time, over years of using this, it is going to make your eczema 30, 50, 100 times worse. This is nothing compared to what my eczema used to be. It used to be small, itchy patches that, yes, they were itchy, yes, they were annoying, but they weren't causing me to not be able to sleep at night. You know what I mean? As far as symptom goes, number 1 is just the crazy itchiness. It's not a normal itch that you have with eczema, or if your skin is just a little irritated. It is a itch that is under the skin. It almost feels like the itch is all the way down to the bone. The best way I've seen it described is that it's an itch so bad that you just want the pain to take over the itch. And I know that was definitely the case for me. It feels like burning skin. Your skin will feel very tight. You will get black and blue, like a black and blue sleeve like this. For me, it is a brown, like just a deeper brown because I'm black, but all the way down to your wrists. your skin also will become so dry and itchy and tight and flaky that it will form little bumps that will bust open and pus over. So sometimes in the bed you'll wake up and there'll be just like puddles of pus on your bed. Your skin might be sticking to it, your hair might be sticking to it because it's like a very sticky liquid, and it'll just be crusty. Also, because your skin is so thin, I don't know if you guys can realize, but it's really thin, you'll get these parts that just kind of break open like this, and this hurts really bad. Like, it really hurts to touch. You're in so much pain sometimes that you can't even move your body. Some people report that they feel like they can't get into water, like taking a shower really sucks for them. For me personally though, I feel the relief from water, like when my whole body is being wet, really helps. But I know for a lot of people that have TSW, from the videos I've been watching, they say that water really exacerbates their symptoms. You're also super sensitive to temperatures and fabrics because your skin is so thin because of the steroid use over the years. It has become so thin that any little bit can like set it off. But the number one is just that itching and the redness. For me, it's not really red. If you can see, it's more of a brown and so dry and itchy, and it's just like no moisture can get in there. And then you also have parts that are more like bubbles, and those are the parts that are filled with pus. Yeah, just, and even more symptoms than that, I know I have experienced insomnia. Like, I cannot sleep at night, and for the longest I was just like, oh, I'm just a night person, right? Because I've been suffering from this since middle school. I'm pissed about it, guys. I'm pissed that these doctors are able to do this and they just get off scot-free because they're just like, oh, we didn't know at the time. And it's like, do some research on it. Aren't you a doctor? I want to shout out, and also I will link below, 3 YouTubers or 3 YouTube links that really helped me. The first one is called Skin on Fire by PCH Films. It's like a mini documentary, and when I first saw that, I was literally crying, and like, I don't want to get emotional now, but seeing the people in the video and like seeing their skin and how much they were going through, and seeing that they had the exact same like skin condition that I had. Their skin looked exactly the same. The things that they were describing were exactly the same. It made me feel like, oh my gosh, like there's help, like there's hope. Whereas before I was feeling like there is no hope. It was very depressing. Eczema is a very depressing disease because it affects your skin. It affects the way people look at you. Sometimes I go out in public and people are literally looking at me like I have leprosy, like I'm diseased and they might get infected. And they don't know. They don't know if this is contagious or not. They're just like, whoa, your skin is crazy. Like, it affects you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Like, it really beats you down. So finding relief from this is top tier, and it has been a mission of mine for years. And to know that I finally have a diagnosis and I feel like I'm one step closer to curing this for good, it feels amazing. Yeah, please check out Skin on Fire. That's a great documentary. And then also Misfit and Nerdy. She has tons of video on her TSW journey, showing her skin, showing what she went through. And then another one that I found was Johanna, and again, I'll link them below so you can see them. But she also had eczema, and then it turned into, you know, TSW. And yeah, it's just really crazy. But I wanted to bring awareness to this disease because, like I said, it's not recognized by Western medicine. So if you've been suffering for eczema for so long and you've been looking and searching for these YouTube videos and typing in how to cure eczema, how to fix eczema, things like that, what you may be suffering from is not even eczema. It might be topical steroid withdrawal. And of course, I pray that everyone does their own research and, you know, find methods that help them soothe their skin and heal their skin. But just know that there is an answer out there, and if you have been using steroids over long periods of time, you most likely are not suffering from eczema anymore, and it has developed into TSW. I know that is definitely the case for me, and like I said, I'm going to document this and make some more videos, but I wanted to really get this first one out there because the more people that talk about this, the more that Western medicine will have to address it and take our concerns seriously. There have been so many doctors that literally were just like, hey, you got eczema, we don't know, here's some cream. Like, and and the cream didn't help like over time, and I would ask them like, this is getting worse. But like I said, I'll discuss that in another video. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, especially if you are crusty and looking for relief. We're gonna get through this together. Mwah.